A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Outlook Report. I'm Rachel Jones reporting live from Kalkine TV Sydney studios. Now, the Australian Sharemarket is expected to open higher this morning. That's building up from some heavy losses. In the last 2 days, the ASX 200 index lost 2.5% and dropped to a 4-month low. Today, however, the ASX futures are up 0.3% to 7,199 points this morning. Local mining stocks were likely dragging the benchmark on weak commodity prices. And yesterday, the benchmark index fell 1.1%. Over in the US, American share markets were mixed yesterday. Investors watched attempts by Congress to avoid a government shutdown and suspend or raise the debt ceiling. Also, US Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell referred to tension between high inflation and higher than desired level of unemployment. Shares in Boeing rose by 3.2% on news that its 737 MAX plane passed a test for China's aviation regulator. The Dow Jones index rose 0.3%. The S&P 500 index rose by 0.2%, but the Nasdaq index fell by 0.2%. In US economic data, pending home sales rose by 8.1% in August to be down 8.3% on the year. Mortgage applications fell by 1.1% in the past week after rising 4.9% in the prior week. Back home and in local news from this morning, Toys R Us have experienced increased sale order volumes from shoppers during the month of September, with 18.4 thousand orders received via the Toys R Us website in the 30 days to the 29th of September, representing a 73.5% increase year on year and equivalent to 50% of orders received during the financial year 2021 fourth quarter period. The company remains confident that inventory has been scheduled sufficiently in advance to help ensure adequate stock levels of in-demand items are available to shoppers, with significant stock arrivals coming for August to the October period. Moving on, in South 32 have exercised their preemptive rights to acquire up to an additional 25% shareholding and related rights in Mozal aluminium from MCA Metals Holding. In doing so, they'll match a headline purchase price of $250 million to acquire the interest, taking their ownership of the smelter up to 72.1%. This increases their shareholding and lifts the group's wide annualised equity share of aluminium production by 15%. And Integral Diagnostics has acquired the X-Ray Group in Albury-Wodonga in the Victorian New South Wales border. Its projected financial year 2022 EBITDA contribution of between $5 million and $5.5 million, which is before any COVID-19 impacts. The key terms of the deal include an upfront purchase consideration of $37.5 million on a cash and debt-free basis, comprising $25.95 million in cash and $11.55 million in new ordinary Integral Diagnostic shares to be issued at completion of the acquisition. Now it's time for a very short break, but stay with us. We'll be back soon.
Hi, I'm Sage, and get ready to take the crypto ride with me on Kalkine TV. Watch the Crypto Buzz every Tuesday and join the excitement at Kalkine TV. From Bitcoins to NFTs to Dogecoin and DeFi, we have updates about everything around these digital currencies. Understand the investing rationale and the risks involved in the space with me, Sage, on Crypto Buzz. Keep watching Kalkine TV.
Welcome back. I'm Rachel and you're watching the Morning Outlook Report. Let's take a look at some companies paying ex-dividends today. We have the Bendigo and Adelaide Bank, CSL, Fortescue Metals, Newcrest Mining and Ramsay Healthcare. There are a few companies paying their latest dividends to shareholders today. Meanwhile, Prostol, Probotic and XRF Scientific are paying ex-dividends. And on the global market front, European share markets rebounded yesterday, helped by takeover action. Reuters reported that British drug maker AstraZeneca shares jumped 4.2% after saying it will take full control of Kalkine Biosciences in a deal worth up to $500 million. Oil and gas stocks rose 0.9% while technology fell 0.7%. The Pan-European Stock 600 index rose by 0.6% and the German DAX index lifted by 0.8%, while the UK FTSE index gained 1.1%. In London trade, shares in Rio Tinto rose by 0.9% and shares in BHP rose by 0.8%. US longer-term Treasury prices rose slightly yesterday. Investors watched attempts by US lawmakers to avoid a government shutdown. US 10-year yields fell by 1 point to near 1.53%, but US 2-year yields were down by 1 point to near 0.295%. Major currencies were weaker against the US dollar in European and US trade. The euro fell to lows near 1.1590 at the US close. And the Aussie dollar fell from highs near 72.60 US cents to lows of 71.70 US cents. Global oil prices fell by 0.6%. And Reuters reported that US crude stockpiles rose by 4.6 million barrels last week, exceeding expectations. This was boosted by a rebound in output as offshore facilities shut by 2 US Gulf hurricanes resumed activity. The Brent crude price fell 0.6% to $78.64 a barrel. US NYMEX crude fell 0.6%. Base metals fell by between 0.7 to 1.6%, with tin down the least and lead down the most. The gold futures price fell by 0.8%, while spot gold was trading near $1,725 an ounce. And finally, iron ore rose by 2.2%. That's all for our Morning Outlook report here on Kalkine TV this morning. Have a great day trading. Stay tuned for more market updates and economic news live throughout the day. This is Rachel signing off for now.